Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. What is that text number? 57. Yeah. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, chapter 29, talks between Narada and King Prachina Barhi. Text number 57. Samsayotra tume vipra samchinnastat krito mahan Vishayopihi muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah samsayotra tume vipra samchinnastat krito mahan Rishayo api muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah samsayotra tume vipra samchinnastat krito mahan Rishayopihi muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah. Please repeat.
Samchinnastat krito mahan Rishayopihi muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah samsayatra tume vipra samchinnastat krito mahan Rishayopihi muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah Samsayotra tume vipra.
Samsayotra tume vitra.
Samchinasta krito mahan.
Sanchinatha krito mahan.
Rishayopihi mukyanti. Rishayopihi mukyanti. Yatra nindriya vritaya.
Yatra nindriya bhritayah. Samsayaha, doubt. Atra, here. To, but. Me, my. Vipra, O Brahmana. Sanchinna, cleared. Tatkritaha, done by that. Mahan, very great. Vishayaha, the great sages. Api, even. He, certainly. Muyante, are bewildered. Yatra, where? Na, not. Indriya, of the senses. Vrittayaha, activities. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My dear Brahmana, there are contradictions between your instructions and those of my spiritual teachers who engaged me in fruitive activities. I now can understand the distinction between devotional service, knowledge, and renunciation. I had some doubts about them, but you have now very kindly dissipated all these doubts. I can now understand how even the great sages are bewildered by the real purpose of life. Of course, there is no questions of sense gratification. Please repeat, my dear Brahmana, there are contradictions between your instructions and those of my spiritual teachers who engaged me in fruitive activities. I now can understand the distinction between devotional service, knowledge, and renunciation. I had some doubts about them, but you have now very kindly dissipated all these doubts. I can now understand how even the great sages are bewildered by the real purpose of life. Of course, there is no questions of sense gratification. Purport by His Divine Grace. King Barishaman was engaged in different types of sacrifice for elevation to the heavenly planets. People generally are attracted by these activities, and very rarely is a person attracted to devotional service, as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu confirms. Unless one is very, very fortunate, he does not take to devotional service. Even the so-called learned Vedic scholars are bewildered by devotional service. They are generally attracted to the rituals of sense gratification. In devotional service, there is no sense gratification, but only transcendental loving service to the Lord. Consequently, the so-called priests engaged in sense gratification do not very much like devotional service. The Brahmanas, the priests, have been against this Krishna consciousness movement since it began with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this movement, the priestly class lodged complaints to the Qazi, the magistrate of the Mohammedan government. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had to lead a civil disobedience movement against the propaganda of the so-called followers of the Vedic principles. These people are described as karma jara smartas, which indicates that they are priests engaged in ritualistic ceremonies. It is here stated that such people become bewildered. Rishayo apihi muyanti. To save oneself from the hands of these karma jara smartas, one should strictly follow the instructions of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarvadharman paritajya mamekam saranam braja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayashyami ma suchah. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. 18.66. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovishtam Istapitam Ena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayan Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalan Sri Guru Vaisnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatan Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopi Sagopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastuti Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpataro Viksha Kripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaisnavebhyo Namo Namaha Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangolam Jayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bandi Sri Gurun Dinataranam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Samsayotra tume mipra cha samchinastat krito mahan Rishayopihi muyanti yatra nendriya vrittayah. Material world, everyone is guru. Everybody thinks he is the master of all his service. Carrying that big ego in the heart and creating so many ideas and try to enjoy life. In the pursuit of happiness to enjoy better sense gratification, the mass of the people take shelter of Vedas and follow the ritualistic part, Karma Kanda. There are 3 sections in the whole Vedas. All the knowledge are divided into three different sections: Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, Upasana Kanda, and Bhakti Kanda. 4. So devotional service is completely beyond and different from all the other khandas. They try to engage themselves in so many ceremonies, ritualistic activities, performing yajnas, sacrifices, all the fastings, taking bratas, vows, everything to become healthy, wealthy, and wise. So this thing gives them the strength to enjoy here in this world, and it also secure their enjoying after death, promoting themselves to heaven. So great so-called learned brahmanas in the society, they embrace this karma kanda so strongly. Veda bhada rataha. They are always very much focused on these aspects. They only focus on like grammar, grammatical, phonetics, how to pronounce the slokas, how to perform the ritual, how to follow the steps, how to perform in a best way. So the lords are pleased and they bestow the benediction, and at the end maybe liberation. So this is all very selfish move in spiritual life. It has nothing to do with bhakti, prema, priti, love with God. We do not care about God, but we care about Him so that He fulfills our desires. We are not at all care for His desires. And God, they think God does not desire anything. God is always eager to help and fulfill our desires, so we worship God. This is a very gross mentality and concept. And the Prachina Bari, the Brahmana, is addressing Narada Muni as a Brahmana, Vipra, and now he can see the distinction, he can see the difference between what he learned from those so-called Brahmins and now what he is learning from Narada Muni. He can see the difference. That's why he says, I see some contradiction between your teachings and the teachings that I received from Brahmanas. And now I am cleared that devotional service is higher and above and beyond what all these Brahmin priests taught me in the past. And there is no question of sense gratification in devotional service. Here we are simply focusing on the sense gratification of the Supreme Lord. And intelligent people understand that when the Lord is satisfied, when Lord's senses are satisfied by rendering devotional service, our senses are automatically controlled and pleased and happy. This is a very secret science. This is the science of the spiritual life. And from the very beginning in the whole history, even today, if you go to traditional Varnasrama society in India, in these Asian countries, the so-called Brahmanas, by birth, they hate Sankirtan Yajna. They really hate Bhakti Yoga. Because in devotional service, everyone can engage, including all caste, all people, all age, all gender, all geography. People from everywhere, they can engage in the service of the Lord, and they feel like the the religious responsibility and duty has gone away from our hand, and now everyone is educated and everybody is advanced, everybody are purifying by this bhakti process. Then what do? Our job is gone. They feel like they are threatened, they feel like their job is jeopardized. So they complain, Chandkaji, that these people, they seems like happy and chanting and dancing, but they do all kind of nasty thing behind the curtain. They are not actually real. They are letting everybody to take part in this Sankirtan Yajna. They even engage the Sudras, untouchable people who should not come and take part. They were very much envious of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even prior to that, these smartest Brahmanas are always like that. They simply make this as like a begging pot for their own livelihood. Especially in Kali Yuga, if you go to India, these Brahmins, even here in Tucson today, when I was taking part in Janmashtami celebration in another temple, Chris was there with me, we could very distinctly see how poor they were in understanding Krishna. There was no rush, there is no mood, there was nothing about Krishna, but just like very gross ritual, just following sentiment and this and that. So the spiritual teachers who are coming in Guru Parampara, they actually teaches. That's what Narada Muni is teaching here. In Vedic, in Vedas, gurus are, there are specific mantra for guru that very popular in every society. Smarta society, Vaishnava society, everybody, whenever they remember guru, they chant that mantra. You might know too. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Have you heard this mantra before?
Yeah, also the Beatles.
Oh yes, yes. All right. Let's chant along with me. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. We chant one sloka in Mangalarati similar to this. Who can remember that sloka? It carries the same meaning, essence. The second last verse of the Gurvastakam in the morning. Sakshat Haritvena Samastra Sastrair Uktastatha Bhavyata Eva Sarvi Kinto Prabho Priya Eva Tasya Vande Guru Sri Charana Ravinda. So we need help from gurus. Now I tell you why the sloka says Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu and Shiva. And it says Parabrahma. It distinguishes from Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. And Parabrahma means who is Parabrahma? Krishna himself. So Guru is compared to Brahma. What is the job of Brahmaji? What does Brahma do in cosmic creation? Creates. And how does Guru create? How Guru is like Lord Brahma? Guru creates the devotional service, the devotional desire, the devotional inspiration, or Guru creates that desire in the heart of the disciples that they engage in devotional service. So Guru is like compared to Lord Brahmaji, creation. So Guru is creating that environment for disciple to grow in devotional life so that we can engage, we can get inspiration. If you do not have inspiration, no matter how many years you practice Krishna consciousness, you fail. You do not carry on without inspiration. Imagine Prabhupada, we never saw, the second generation, we never saw Prabhupada. But somehow or other, we are unknowingly or unknowingly, we are still saying Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada. We may be hesitating to take name of other gurus, but when Prabhupada comes, we are somehow still inspired and inspiring. That is the job of Guru. He has created that environment for us. Especially in the Western world, people do not care about Krishna or anybody but Prabhupada. They can, as soon as they hear Prabhupada, they immediately get up and start talking about him. Because that Prabhupada left that impression and inspiration in the life of so many devotees. So Gurus is compared to Lord Brahmaji. And Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. Vishnu, what is the job of Lord Vishnu? To maintain this world. All the living beings, taking care of them, guiding them through their desires, letting them to change to the body, one body to another body, guiding them with their desire, providing facility to enjoy the desires, and ultimately taking care of them, taking them from this corner to that corner, finally inspire them to become human, and from human being, inspire them to do the bhakti, and by doing bhakti, inspire them and taking care of, guide them to come back home, back together. This is what Lord Vishnu does. And Guru, he also maintained the devotional seed, or creeper, or desire, or mood of the disciples. He does not have any other business. He doesn't care where do you work, how much money you make, how many kids you have, but he always makes sure, are you okay doing, following the chanting? Are you following the principles? Are you breaking any principle or not? Are you attending daily sadhana or not? All these are things that maintain our Krishna consciousness is guarded and taken care by spiritual master. A spiritual master may not personally be here, but the devotee here in the community, when we live in the temple, the leader in the temple, they represent spiritual teachers, and they make sure, what happened this morning? Why did you not come in Mangalarati? Why did you sleep? There should be somebody to chastise devotee if they miss and if they do not follow. Because for us in the conditional stage, these are rules and regulations. But for pure devotees, they are swabhavik, this naturally. They don't have to be, oh yeah, this is Mangalarati, I need to chant 16 rounds, I need to come to the temple, I need to serve. It's not like the rule for them. It's very natural for them. That is why Shastra says, sadhu sangha, because sadhus are performing devotional service naturally, not with force or with unwillingly or somebody's pressure or nothing like that. They naturally embrace this devotional activities. That's why 50% in the old scriptures, they stressing focused on sadhu sangha because they have natural tendency to perform devotional service. All the rules and regulations are coming from the lifestyle of pure devotees. They are not coming from the scriptures. They are written in the scripture by seeing the lifestyle of natural pure devotees. That's why Narada Muni, Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruva Maharaj, their great stories are recorded in Srimad Bhagavatam. All the 64 rules and regulation, the rule regulation exists from the lifestyle of the pure devotees. Prabhupada says that devotional service is like kind of imitation of great devotees. Imitations in the sense we following their lifestyles. And Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. How Guru is compared to Maheshwara? What is the function of Lord Shiva? To destroy. How does Guru destroy? Does he destroy us? He destroys our misconception, false ego, misunderstanding. When we do not have clarity in the scriptures, when we do not have no good relationship among the devotees, Vaishnavas, all these things that are the block in our devotional service, they stop us to advance in spiritual life. Or any kind of misconception like Sahajyas, I am Gopi, I want to become Gopi, I want to wear sari, I want to practice this and that, all kind of misconception. Or I want to practice, I am like a peacock, all kind of things. Or okay, what are other things that we want to imitate? A monkey, I want to become a monkey. Jump like monkey. In Vrindavan you can see so many things. So all kind of misconceptions that we carry on that are actually not bhakti, but they are stopping us from practicing pure bhakti. These things Guru destroys by chastising, being heavy and, hey, rascal, you cannot do that. Follow this, listen me. That is why we need somebody in our life to guide us. If you see in material world, like the mass of the people, what do they think? I am free. I do not follow anybody. I am the master of my own. I have my own idea about spiritual life. I have my own belief system. What is your belief system? I do not want to come to Hare Krishna and be under somebody else. So actually they are stray animals. Animal, they always live in their society community. But sometimes when they, in the big jungle, when they migrate from one place to another, some animal left behind and they are like now homeless. They miss their group and they are stray and they do not know anything what to do. And they cannot be happy with other group of animal. So the whole world people who are thinking they are free, they are enjoying their life on their own, whatever their mind says. Actually, they are not happy at all. They are suffering so much. Just like few days before India celebrated their Independence Day. America did also a little while ago. And one devotee was saying, after India got liberated, independent from British, all the Indians are working to America, British, and they migrate there and work and all the labor. And where are they liberated? Where is their independency? Before that, they used to wear dhoti. They had a culture, nice culture in India. Everything was so nice, Vedic style. But now everything is destroyed. So-called independence destroyed their traditional culture. So this mood and mentality of independence is very materialistic, and it is simply destroying us and taking us away from God. So these modern people, they think that these dharma people who follow religion, who follow Christianity or Islam or Hindu or whatever, the dharma is imposing them so many rules and regulations, and they are making them their follower, but they are not practicing freedom. They are not enjoying real life. Real life is outside of these rules and regulations. This is what they say. But Kapila Muni, you know Kapila Muni, Devahuti's son, right? Son in Bhagavatam. He says that it's beautiful teachings, beautiful sloka he said to his mother. He said, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. What is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha means? Vacha means to talk, to speak. Uvacha means to speak. Bhagavan is Kapila Dev, is addressed as Bhagavan, is a incarnation of the Lord. And he says, Gunalinganam Devanam Gunalinganam. Beautiful teachings. Great acharyas are quoting this verse in their commentary, in great commentary work. Like Jiva Goswami quoted this verse in his Sandarbhas, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Ballavacharya. They are bringing this verse to explain what is devotional service means. Why performing devotional service is not some imposition as materialistic people think. He says that Devanam Gunalinganam. Devanam means of the demigods. Demigods. Here he is addressing to demigods. Gunalinganam means all the senses we have in our body. They are, all the senses of the human being are the representative of devatas, demigods. So the Vedas give us information that within our body there are 18 demigods in charge of different parts. 18 demigods. Like Surya, Chandra, Agni, Vayu, Prajapati, like 18 of them. Everybody control everything. Everything is controlled by these 18 demigods in our body. So you are not free. Your senses, when I use them without acknowledging their presiding deity, and I simply focus on sense gratification, then I am infected with kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mad, matsarya. These are the disease caused by inappropriately using the senses. Pay attention, we're very serious topic we are discussing. So the senses belong to demigods. And Devanam Anusravika Karmanam. So these senses should be used. What is Anusravika means? If this word is coming from Sravana. What does Sravana means? To hear, right? Sravana means to hear. Anusravika means something that is worth hearing. And what is worth hearing? Scriptures. And what does scripture says? Follow the path of Dharma, Bhakti. You see the connection of your senses with the demigods, and that's why demigods are the follower of Dharma, Krishna. And asuras, do they follow Dharma? Asuras do not follow Dharma. That's why Krishna always takes shelter side of demigods, devatas. Why? It's not because Krishna doesn't like asuras, but because devatas follow the path of Dharma. That's why Krishna naturally inclined to them. So these senses are for the pleasure of the Lord. And that's what demigod does. and that's why demigods are the in charge of the senses. So if we engage them, these senses, in the service of the Lord, then you are free from material diseases like kama, krodha, lobha, moha, matsarya. This is how we can be free from these things. Now listen about mind. Kapila Dev further explain that sattva ekaika manaso vrittis. Sattva ekaika manaso. Manaso means mind should be engaged in the service of sattva. Sattva means the Supreme Lord. Sattva, Visuddha Parasattva. The Lord is addressed as sattva. Absolute truth. So our mind is directly connected to God. The Vedic literature also says mind is, the moon is the presiding deity of mind. And the moon is also said as a mind of Krishna. In Purusha Sukta, there is a sloka, it says, Chandrama manaso jata. Chandrama, the moon, is born from the mind of the Lord. Chaksho suryo ajayataha, and the sun is born out of eyes of the Lord. Chaksho means sun. I. Chaksho suryo ajayata. Mukhad indrasta, from his mouth Indra appeared. And also Agnishta, fire. Mukhad indrasta agnisha. Pranad bayur, from the air of the Lord, bayu means air, appeared. Azayata. So our mind is directly connected to God, Krishna. Now you imagine how powerful our mind is. The Prabhupada says a pure, trained, clean mind is as strong as God. God-like is strong. Mind is like that. Mind is very powerful. So at the present moment, in the contaminated state, our mind is everywhere. We are thinking about so many things. And mind is also the leader, the head of all the senses. Our senses are uncontrolled. We are trying to use them for completely nonsense gratification. And our mind is thinking so many things apart from Krishna. And as a result, we are in this world and diseased and suffering and remaining in this material world, life after life after life after life. Now he gives another. Ekaika manaso vritti swabhaviki tuya. For the mind to serve the Lord and for the senses to serve the presiding deities for the service of the Lord is swabhavik, is a natural thing. It's not like imposition. As modern people blame that you people are brainwashed. You are sectarian, you following Hare Krishna sect. You follow this sect and that sect. Actually, you are misused by some people. But Kapila Muni is breaking their so-called blame. And he says that it is a natural for mind to think about Krishna. It is very natural for the senses to engage in the service of the Lord. When you do not do so, then you are imposed by other wrong ideas. Actually, materialistic people who blame that spiritual people are following some sect and they are imposed and their brain is washed. Actually, their brain is washed and they are following all this nonsense. It's a natural swabhaviki. So the pure devotees, the Raganuga Bhakti, everything is very natural. There is no rules and regulation. Rules and regulation are for us for training purposes only. Sometime when we hear the disclosure from the bank, your call may be recorded for the training and what purposes? This call may be recorded for the training purposes. We are conditioned, we do not know what to do, we do not want to follow anybody. That's why we are in this material world. So as long as one is not interested in following some person, Krishna will never send Guru for this person. As long as one is not humble enough, as long as one thinks that I need a guidance to come out from this material world, as long as one is not well trained and at least sincere and humble, and his egos are still growing like mad elephant, Guru's job is not there. So when Krishna sees some hint, some symptoms that this person now understand, he wants to listen, he wants to follow somebody, then in his life Guru comes. Now you can imagine how rare to find a spiritual teachers like Srila Prabhupada. Imagine. Very, very importante. Muy importante. You understand? Mucho, mucho importante. Yes. So then, this is the job of Guru. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. That's why the sloka says like that. Guru Sakshat Parabrahma. What does Sakshat Parabrahma? What does Krishna does? Krishna only does and take care, he thinks about his devotees. He does not have any other business. He simply thinks about his devotees. All this creation, all this maintenance, everything are done by his Parasya Saktir, Vividaiva Suyate, Jnana Bala Kriya. So many multifarious agents, energies of the Lord are working so coherently in a nice, harmoniously, and everything is carrying on, and Krishna simply thinks about his devotees, and his devotees simply think about him. And that's what Guru does. He always engages disciples in the service of the Lord, nothing else. So if we do have somebody in our life that can guide us, chastise us, and instruct us, then you should consider that you are very, very fortunate people. Do not rebel. Do not rebel and do not think that I don't want to listen, I don't want to do anything, I don't want to come. This is childish, and you are still in this world. You want to rot in this material world again and again. That's a very big problem. And Kapila Muni further says, Animitta Bhagavati Bhakti. Nimitta means for some goal, some selfish result. Animitta means I do not want anything. Like Ahituki Apratihata Bhakti in Bhagavatam, it comes without any motivation. Bhagavati Bhakti, Siddher Gari Yasi, then that when that mind is completely observed, thinking of Krishna all the time, when the senses are completely engaged in the service of the Lord, and when we perform that devotional service without any motivation, then everything starts flourishing in your heart. How deep, how important message it is from Bhagavatam. And it also teaches us how sincere, how serious we need to be in practicing devotional service. It's not like a lifestyle, it's not like a living style, it's not like, oh yeah, I am happy, I got a guru, I am initiated, I chant, I do that a little bit. No, we need to enthusiastic, we need to look for advancement, we need to take care of our internal challenges. We need to find out our weaknesses. After practicing so many years of devotional service, have I been advanced in these weaknesses that I have? Am I free from kama? Am I free from krodha? Am I free from lust, greed, anger, envy? If we are not conquering them, and Krishna in Bhagavatam says that When we one practice devotional service, all these qualities of demigod appear in us. Sarvais ganais tatra samasate suraha. Do we have those qualities of the demigods? Have we become one in quality with the Lord? The God, what are the qualities of God? Because all this quality naturally comes from God. What are the qualities of God? Krishna. Jamuna, what are the 5 qualities of Krishna? He is unlimited, but I am asking only 5 from you. All this truthfulness, right? Moral character, humble. Every single qualities come from God. The philosophy of Advaita, oneness, is coming from Vedas, that when we develop the qualities like God-like qualities, and then we become one with God. Not that we merge with God, but we become one in the quality with God. Then when we develop the quality of God, then we like bhakti. We like to perform devotional service. If I do not like somebody, why do I associate with him? Right? Like Nikunja Bihari Prabhu. Did I say right your name? Nadia Bihari. Yeah. Nadia Bihari. He lives, how far you live from the temple?
15 minutes.
15 minutes far from the temple. He has his neighbor, his best friend next door. His neighbor lives next door, but he drove 15 minutes to come to see the devotee here, but he did not go to the next door neighbor because he doesn't like his qualities. He was attracted by the qualities of devotees, or he wanted to associate with Krishna because we like Krishna's quality, and that quality is attracting us to Krishna. Or never is still sleeping. Sometimes we, like, for example, material example, I live in America. I call Nepal to talk to my father because I see a connection with my father, and I do not call next door. Hey, how are you? Are you having your tea this morning? So when we develop the quality of God in ourselves by practicing devotional service, then we are attracted to Krishna's quality, Krishna's pastime, Krishna's lila, Krishna's lifestyle and bhakti. So we need to develop these things by cleansing all these negative things. And we become healthy. In here, the healthy in the sense I'm not talking about disease. I'm healthy means we free from kama, krodha, lobha, moha, matsajis. And we naturally become devotee of God. Then all these rules and regulations become so obvious for us. They are no longer rules and regulations. Understand? So this is where we need to reach by practicing devotional service. We celebrated Janmashtami, Prabhupada's appearance day, festivals. We got so much charged with spiritual strength, potency, and we need to work internally and clean ourselves. Become humble. When we fight, we shout very loudly. Do you know why we shout very loudly when people are very close? And when you are angry, you are next to Jamuna, like half inch close, but you shout so loud. Sisi Gomnitai ki jai. Sisi Radha Madhav ki jai. A Sufi saint said why people shout when they are mad, even though people are next to him, very close. The language of love is not like shouting, it's screaming, silence, come close and do service, and very nice, peaceful, humble. Because your heart is closed and you are very far in your heart. Even if the next person is right next to you, you don't see them. Very close. So these changes should come in our life when we practice devotional service. And slowly and gradually, it should take us to vairagya, detachment, even from our own family members, close family members, ultimately. Doesn't mean that you ignore them, you kick them out, in understanding, in philosophy. So this is the job the Guru teaches to understand. That's why we are every day doing Guru Puja. Sri Guru Charano Padmo Kevalo Bhakti Sadmo. If we do not understand and follow, then we are cheating to ourselves. You cannot cheat anybody else but yourself all the time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Life is very short. We can die anytime. One devotee who would come here from Phoenix with his wife and 2 boys. I remember they came here and his wife was introducing Mother Sandamani. He said, I remember that very first morning. Could you introduce yourself, Mataji? I do not know your name. Prabhu. She said, Prabhu. Yeah, I am this, and my husband, we from Phoenix, we try to do service, and she was explaining. Her husband was only 51. And they would come once in a while and live in a guest room here and eat in the Govindas and take in morning program. And his boys would like sweet so much. And I remember one on Thanksgiving, she said, I ate 17 plate of pie. What pie? Pumpkin pie, the best one. He says 17 piece. His father, all of a sudden, he celebrated Balaram Jayanti, everything. Fine. Got heart attack and gone. Only 51. So, we may go anytime, but if we are not prepared and we are not developing love for God, Krishna, and if we are after name, fame, game, anything, position for myself, name, pratishtha, fame, money, this and that, like ritualistic, I do this sacrifice and I get this, then we are losing this boat. We are not understanding Prabhupada teachings. We are not following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Nama Sankirtana Yasya Sarva Papa Pranasinim Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Staranam Praja. Why did Krishna say that? Because people follow Vedas to promote themselves to heavenly planet, to get better life, long life. Krishna says, no worry, don't fear, I protect you, I bring same result, even higher, more than what you get from Vedas. I bring this result for you. Okay, stop here. Any questions, any comment? Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. I just have 3 other quick reflections, if I may.
Thank you.
I was thinking, something made me think, on the way here, I was thinking about the word returning, because, we're always like making mistakes and, falling short. And so we always need to, turn back to Krishna. And I thought it could be a cool name for a book, because it's like becoming for self-realization, but returning, and turning in dance, and then it also made me think of that, Krishna culture, Krishna consciousness has all of everything, but I also like tools like something I like called the Enneagram, which is from the Christian Desert Fathers from back in the day, and it has 9 different personality types, and you can learn about what your strengths and your weaknesses are, and other people, and it can help you understand yourself and other people and relations, therefore. The second thing I was thinking of was when we talk about the demigods in the body, it's very esoteric, right? We're like, what does that mean, And I think of how we're always searching for extraterrestrials, and they say, well, all these demigods are in our body. And I was thinking when you were talking about the mind, it kind of brought it home for me, because I like astrology, and I've heard that the moon, is very relevant for how the collective consciousness is and our consciousness. And it makes sense with how we follow, you know, the lunar calendar is Krishna culture. Also, the Mayan culture that I really respect is followed by the lunar, and they seem to really have their, you know, astrological truths, so to speak. And so that kind of brought it home for me, like I said, that, you know, Chandradev, he's in charge of the mind, and I felt like I've had an experience with that, you know, so I could understand it more.
Chandradev is in charge of the mind, and he was born from the mind of the Lord. See the connection.
Mm-hmm.
See.
And then the third quick thing I was thinking of was just that, you know, and I hope to have more of this realization and hope for the world. And I feel bad for, like you were talking about, the Brahmanas, because it made me think of how I've read that, you know, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, when he went on Parikram with his disciples, and I remember reading that rocks were even thrown at them. And because of this fear, you know, that thinking, like having things backwards, like thinking we need to get all our ducks in a row and then we can try to love Krishna. But it's like, try to love Krishna, and then Krishna is the only person who can help us get, you know, bring real life to us and help our life.
Yeah. People tried to kill him. When he would give lecture, he would have a policeman, gunman next to him. After the threat, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, fearless preacher, Simhaguru, doesn't care about this. He's crashed. You see the Prabhupada conviction and dedication and in his words about Krishna. Nobody, not even other Vaishnavas, they always mix with Veda. They follow the Vedas, the demigods worship, somewhere or other they connect. But if you hear Krishna, every single word are absolutely glorifying Krishna's, acknowledging Krishna's supremacy at all time. That's Prabhupada's clarity in his speech. That's why we are still getting inspired from him. That's the quality of the great Parivrajaka acharyas.
Something inspiring I was thinking of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati made me think of that. When he was traveling to preach, and he was doing so much, and his disciples said, you know, Guru Maharaj, like, please rest, you know, and he said, no, I want to go to this preaching engagement. Krishna Katha is rest for me.
Yes, yeah. Of course, yes. Prabhupada says, engage now, samadhi later. When we die, we rest. Ananda, sleep. But it's very hard, but we have to follow it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Don't, yeah.
I was just thinking about that talk that Prabhupada gave.
Yeah.
When they asked him about, like everybody's being brainwashed, you know, you're brainwashing everyone. And Prabhupada said, yes, their brain does need washing. Yes.
Yeah, we are washing all the garbage out from your brain. Yeah. That's true. That's true. But they say they are there imposed. These people, poor people wearing dhoti, tilak, sciences, they are people very poor. They do not know any idea. They are just under, somebody is exploiting them. This is all bogus ideas. Kapila Muni is cleared to his mother. My mommy, it is so natural to follow it is so natural for the mind to follow, to think about Krishna. It is so natural for the senses to serve the Lord. Rishika. Senses are called in Sanskrit Rishika, and Krishna is called Rishika Isa, Rishikesa. Rupa Goswami says, Rishikena Rishikesa, Silanam Bhakti Ruchate. By senses, serve the master of the sense. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Grandhara